So I didn't watch TCM's Trailblazing Women last night because the three films that they were showing at a decent time were films that I've seen many times. And the two films that they showed late at night were the ones that I had not seen. So I waited until today to watch them streaming because I didn't want to stay up until the middle of the night. But the lineup was really great. It's the 90s, so it's a lot of mainstream hits. They did 5 films. There's a lot of great films from women in the 90s. Like, it was a really great decade for mainstream women working in Hollywood. They started with Penny Marshall's A League of Their Own, which obviously everybody knows the phrase, there's no crying in baseball, because of this movie. This is such a brilliant, iconic film. And I don't know anyone who's seen it and doesn't love it. They followed that up with Sleepless in Seattle, which is not my favorite Nora Ephron. I'm actually more partial to You've Got Mail. But Sleepless in Seattle was nominated for an Academy Award for the screenplay, and it was her directorial debut, and it's really the, I think, the big seminal film from her career. Then they showed The Prince of Tides, which is Barbra Streisand's film. I saw that one last year, I think, and I mostly just remember that Barbra Streisand wears a lot of neutrals in that film, and she looks amazing in them, and I've never seen anyone look so good in, like, khaki blouses before in my life. Which gets me to the last 2 films, which I watched today. The first one was Randa Haines. Randa Haines' wrestling Ernest Hemingway. Randa Haines directed Children of a Lesser God in 1986. It's the first film directed by a woman to be nominated for Best Picture. However, she was not nominated for Best Director. This also happened to Penny Marshall for Awakenings. I wasn't really the biggest fan of this film. I know that it's really about these 2 performances, but I guess 2 things. One, Richard Harris was great, and he was playing sort of like an Irish American, like Burgess Meredith or something, and he did the accent like really well, knowing he's British. But I didn't care for his character. I didn't like this man. I guess the point was that he is a man who doesn't respect women, but it's like, I'm not going to spend 2 hours watching a movie with a man who doesn't respect women and you're supposed to find it charming. And I'm not really sure how a female director would even want to tell that story. Like, I didn't find him charming. I wanted to punch him in the face the whole time. Then you have Robert Duvall playing a Cuban. It's like, at least they didn't put him in brown makeup, but like, dude, Robert Duvall is not Cuban. And yes, he did a great job with the accent and mannerisms that you would kind of expect from an elderly Cuban man, but like, he's a white dude, and I'm not okay with that. And so it made me uncomfortable because first you have fucking Robert Duvall playing a Cuban, and then you have this other lead character who is terrible towards women and is basically an asshole. And so, this is a case where I don't give a shit about these old man characters and their sad lives. Sometimes I do. Like, I love Grumpy Old Men. I really liked I'm Not Rappaport. The Great Beauty is a great film. Sometimes it works. Other times I'm just like, I don't give a fuck because you're terrible. So I didn't like this movie. Yeah. That was wrestling Ernest Hemingway. Then I watched Jodie Foster's Home for the Holidays. I haven't seen her other film, Little Man Tate. I still haven't seen. This one was sort of like, this is one of the handful of Thanksgiving films that there are. And it's sort of like Thanksgiving from hell with all of the like family strife that comes about when you come home after you're an adult. And now that I am an adult and have experienced these things, I'm like, yep, this was very accurate. I don't have this huge of a family, but something about Thanksgiving just brings out a lot of tension. Oh, sorry. And this film I thought really, really captured that. I liked all the performances. It's got a great cast. There's, let me see. Oh, bad lighting. It has like everybody and their grandmother in it. It's Holly Hunter, Robert Downey Jr., Anne Bancroft, Claire Danes, Charles Durning, Dylan McDermott, Geraldine Chaplin, Steve Guttenberg, Cynthia Stevenson, and for like one scene, David Strathairn, whom I love. I thought this was a really fun film. It's definitely on the dramedy side of things, but I could see watching this on Thanksgiving if you were like sad that you couldn't make it home for your family, and then you watch this and you're like, okay, maybe it's okay that I didn't make it home this Thanksgiving, you know. I think Holly Hunter's got a great screen presence. She's worked with a lot of female directors. I think she's fabulous. Said a lot. I feel like Jonathan Demme. If you get that joke, we can be friends. Trying to say again. Okay, so this was the 1990s mainstream hits. This is what TCM showed last night. I finally caught up. I think I've watched everything they've shown so far. Tomorrow night, they're doing African American Independence, and I don't remember if they're Independence. Yeah, there's some great things that they're going to show. I particularly am a fan of Just Another Girl in the IRT. It's a film that feels like a movie that it feels like something that it's rare and a story that you don't get told a lot. And the director has tweeted that the version that's going to be on TCM is unedited, and the version that's on Netflix is slightly edited. So you should watch it on TCM for sure. Again, this is an amazing opportunity that TCM has given all of you to watch all these great films by women twice a week, or if you're like me, spreading it out throughout the week on Watch TCM, and it's just really wonderful, and I really enjoyed. I was going to watch a bunch of horror films this October, and I unfortunately have sort of not watched very many. Oh, but this weekend I'm watching 8, so that'll make up for that. And I will be recording videos about those. So tune in tomorrow night. More TCM all the time. Films by women. It's beautiful.